Yo guys, welcome back to another video. And today we're going to do one more topic of Medaka Box. Let's get it all over with. I promise you this will be the final video for her. And yes, we're just going to have a whole wrap up on her character and her abilities. Okay, so yeah, let's just get into this. So, one more time. Let's do this one last time. Oh fuck. Medaka Box is a very powerful verse which has a wide variety of hacks, from the most useless to be able to catch bullets in your mouth to other more powerful ones like Encounter, The End, or Styles, or many of Ajuma's abilities. At first, the characters are not powerful, but it's after the appearance of Ajuma where interesting statements are being made that place them possibly higher tier, like high 3A, right? But the limit of this verse I will go over, where we can be Ajuma, a character who transcends the verse as it was fiction to a false world where it's capable of surviving all fiction, which can erase the entire world, including concepts like time, color, and even space, and exists before that. Also have the husky dimensional voice, the ability that allows Ajuma to surpass dimensions. We're gonna go through all of this, right? All of it. So, the most powerful ability within the verse is the hero, which is capable of making a character the typical invincible shonen protagonist who never loses. The ability provides numerous miracles, character-specific characteristics. In addition to numerous hacks, the user of this ability is, at a peak, is Medaka herself, who has the support of the author at all times, reaching beyond the devil style of Zenkichi and the hero of Hideko at the end of the series. So, let's go over the explanations of the power system in the verse, right? So, abnormals are known as characters with abilities based on their personality, and abnormals have an extremely high luck and cannot be nullified at any means necessary. So these abilities are known as positives or plus, but there's also minuses, which have personality based skills. Like the plus, the minus have negative personality who do not seek to improve on their minuses. The minuses have some resistances to certain abilities, like minuses cannot be erased. Also, Udos can absorb superhuman desire from Koga, that is a mental ability. As a consequence, he shouldn't be able to absorb minuses too. There's also the fact that he can not copy the end, an ability that is only a beast can bear, something that cannot be described as abnormal. That is exactly what a minus is. And also minuses can stay in front of Kubugawa as without effects of his minuses personality. Ooh. Okay. So, overall, let's go over the abnormals. Abnormals are known as superhuman abilities, or you could just say like I said, it's based on their personality. Their skills or quote unquote abilities are based on their personality. And minuses are the opposite of that, right? The opposite. They're personality based skills, right? But let me go into a deeper explanation of what a fucking abnormal is. So, basically, an abnormal is an individual possessing overwhelming capabilities, such as the individual is unable to control that aspect of themselves, inherently seeks to master this power. An abnormality is specifically beyond human ability that is abnormally possessed. That it abnormally possesses. My bad. Abnormality manifests solely on internal abilities and is rarely be projected outside the user's body, but Udo is a normal exception to this rule. Abnormalities are often innate abilities that are necessarily present from birth, and it often takes a few years of abnormalities to make itself evident. So basically, in a nutshell, abnormals or minuses, well, not minuses, pluses are internal abilities. Now, a minus is certainly an abnormality, right? A certain kind of abnormality, where abnormals are considered pluses, possessing positive abilities. Some abnormals can be warped by their negative powers. These individuals and their skills are known as minuses. Unlike abnormals who seeks to master their abilities, minuses has no such desire. Their variabilities are also obtained through further deterioration of their minds. From hardships and trauma, they will become more powerful. Because a minus can be developed as a single result of individual's environment, minuses of abilities often manifest outside of their owner's body, making this external. Through the nature of this power is still deeply intertwined with the minus's own deranged mind. Unlike other abnormalities, minuses abilities cannot be researched, analyzed, and these abilities are often defy both logic and physics. So yeah. So abnormalities or pluses are internal abilities, and minuses are external abilities. Now, there's also one more power set within the series, and these are known as styles. Styles is an ability based on communication, meant to fight on par with skills. Now, styles are primarily achieved through different effects through manipulation of language, and hence why the stylists are referred to as language users. Because they are empathetic techniques, the basis of these styles are drawn from understanding the feelings of others. However, this is the very reason styles are all totally ineffective against those who have become frenzied or consumed by rage. Because styles are patterns, a language user can transfer their style temporarily to someone else by using vibrations. All these apparently require is that represent stay still, and the language users holds their hands because of this transfer relies on vibrations. However, the vibrations will weaken as time passes. The style will ultimately disappear. The styles were created by Professor Fukuru to counter the skill resistance of Hideko. The majority of the language users are members of the Kurokami group, specifically the branch families trained by Fukuru, and the suitors to Medaka Kurokami. These language stars are all women. The notable exception to this trend is Komi, who developed his own prototype style while searching for his father. All the language users have tattoos on their tongues in the form of kanji that relates to their style. In the case of Kakege, who possesses two styles, her tattoo changes depending on what she's using. If the style is transferred to someone else, the representative gains the appropriate mark on their tongues as well. So, yep, basically, that is the power system within the series. So let's do a recap. The pluses are known as internal abilities. The minuses are external. The styles are based on communication. So this is a communication type ability based on words. or the concept of that word. So let's go over Medaka's abilities here so y'all can have a better understanding. So as I went over the abnormalities and minuses, let's go over all of her abilities. Yes, and I do mean all of them. This is going to be one heck of a video, so fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be a long one. All right, so basically with her common abilities, she has superhuman conditions, of course, because she's not normal at all, right? Like, she isn't normal at all. She has transformations such as War God mode, Ultra God mode, Forsaken God mode, Hybrid mode, and End God mode. So we're gonna go over those forms and what they can do in just a moment. But let's go over her main ability called the End. So the End is Medaka's first and original ability and main ability. And this ability allows Medaka to copy any ability with 120% of his original potential, honing it in the process. This is done with either by viewing the skill in action or even receiving second-hand information on how the skill works. Ajumu has also stated that the End is no longer only based in observation, but is on learning others' experiences too. Now, while the ability was initially shown to be able to copy styles, at the end of the series, at the end of the series, pretty much, she was able to copy the style that kept a person alive for 3 years, in addition to being able to copy Hidiko's ability, which is confirmed in the guides, which is considered something similar to a style. She can use the abnormalities perfectly just by copying it, and also just able to copy Koga's abnormality despite it being way past the level of being able to be copied, and this ability cannot be stolen by someone capable of stealing other abnormal abilities, and the only possible way to nullify it is being through Anjumu's life 0. Yep. So the observation of the End is very similar to Maguro's analysis. It is the method through which the End copies other abilities. In Ultra God mode, it is perfected, and it allows her to see the process of actions broke down to understand the ability easier through observation and copying it, making it, well, faster through observation. So this is pretty much her main ability. It's broken, right? Of course it is. It's fucking broken. It's fucking insane. So, not with only this, right? But she was able to passively, this is passive by the way, bypass influence completely, and all of her brothers was just 6 months old, and some of them fights and defeats Hideko in Forsaken God mode, and by a normal fight by using normal punches, even when before that she needed a strategy with her full power in God mode. Becomes fast enough to fight Hideko, and even when after that she called his attacks slow. He called her attacks slow, but she was fast enough to go to fight Hideko. So this is pretty much accelerated development, right? This is accelerated development. This is passive, by the way. Physical stats, intelligence, and abilities all grow. That is also effect with the hero, which evolves through the series, being that at first she was not able to restrain Zenkichi with his devil style, while at the end she could with and Hideko. So yeah, because at the end of the series she fought everyone in the strongest characters in the series with a 100 flower run and just casually defeats them casually. Now, after her friends and foes cheered her on, she was able to defeat Kumugawa, even when both have the same physical, mental, technical, and intellectual talent levels. They're all at the same level, and she was able to defeat him. Now, she was able to copy Koga's originality despite it being way past to be able to be copied. And at the end of the series, Medaka was able to copy Irreversible Destruction, even when it was stated that she confirms that if she tries to copy it, it will break her. So this right here with the end gives her meta learning, enchanted power replication, and resistance negation. Yep, with the end, she could copy it no matter what, if she's strong enough, of course. And this also confirms it, right? So she was able to sense if someone is changing their appearance just by manipulating Medaka's perception by touching. They also have all these types of other abilities, like causality, acausality, and regeneration, true godly, conceptual manipulation, transduality, non-existence of physiology, non-corporal, spatial temporal lock, because she was managed to get Hideko to recognize his attacks. She was able to defeat him before he changed his body. She was able to defeat Hideko at the end of the series, by the way. Hideko fought and defeated Anjumu, who used up all of her abilities, including the Husky Dimension voice, an ability that allows Anjumu to transcend dimensions, and also fought against style users among the user of contradictory conjunction who could fight against Hideko. And it was also noted that Medaka transforms into. It also noted that when Medaka transforms to battle, his transformation appears before the battle, which implies that yes, she did it unbased. All this unbased. No, that means she has also has all these abilities, right? She's able to defeat Hideko. I'm about to go over why. So she also has immortality type 1 because one of Ajumu's abilities grants her internal life that she has lived over 3 trillions of years with deadlock, and the author will support her at all situations. As a consequence, whenever she interferes, she will not die. So yeah, she can erase her death using all fiction. So that's all these immortalities right here, because she was involved in a war between the concept of light and darkness. So you could say that's like conceptual manipulation, and she has subjective reality. Yep, that's her abilities, common abilities, by the way. And I didn't even go over the abnormalities that she has copied. So pretty much, this is the following abilities she has copied. She copied all fiction. She copied bookmaker. She copied autopilot, self-healing, 5 forks, theme song, weighted words, mother's tags, fire ice, or ice fire, Mr. Unknown, Scar Dead, Encounter, Analysis, Liquid Type, Real Eater, Spinning Angular, Octopus, Remodeling, Mestro, Devil Style, Parasite Seeing. The fucking portion of Ajumu's abilities that she has shown. Oh boy, that's a lot. I'm telling you, it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. I could go over those abilities, but like I said early in the video, I will go over all of her abilities. So yes, so she also has war manipulation with war declaration skill. This is the stomp abilities. I call them stomp abilities. She can see the first move with contact for you. Space rock manipulation with double takeoff. Crawling with snake warp, absolute lock manipulation. I don't know what that fucking means, but like it's pretty much like crossing. Well, this is the skill crossing, which gains absolute defense. constriction with Source Fingers, thermal resistance through Hot Step Jump, Clear Mind with Go Out, Thermal Water Generation, Bowling Strike, Boundless Awakening with High Kick, Enchanted Swordsmanship, can stand on the edge of the sword of a blade with White Norma, Slow Creation with Static Stand, Adaptive Difficulty with Long Ago, Stand on Tippy Toes with Afraid of Hell, Anxiety Inducements with The Last Cult, Adaptive Learning with Remake Accubus, Science Manipulation with Twice Theoretic, Color Manipulation with Coloring Gallery, Don't Get Spoiled with Spoil Quiz. Like, what kind of fucking hacks is that? Burst with Let's Boomer. What the fuck? Writer's Aptitude with Horse Pedaling, Randomness Manipulation with Kingdom at Random, Clarify Prequintices with Clearance Consolation, Neck Bridge with Arc, Return Arc, Block Intuition with Not No Reason, Absolute Command with Totalizer, Equality Negation with Natural Analyzer, Air Dashing with Transfer Trapping, Environment Manipulation with Clean Bench Press, what the fuck, Wax Generation with Wax Slip, Binding with Slice, Alcohol Generation, can create wine with Winding Work, Location Manipulation with July Cartage, Fire Negation with 1, 2, 3, Break Ice with Ice Crisis, Absolute Attack, Not Reject Incoming and Technique Skill with Premium Reception, Hurricane Creation with Impro Time, Trace Manipulation with Thundering Commercial, Violence Inducement with Peaky Hopsicilio, Play Rock Paper Scissors with Feet with Handstones Paper, Flickering Skill on Off Flash, Self-Adaption and Limited Meta Probability Manipulation with Don't Make the Same Mistake Twice with not only 3, 2 but also 4 skill, Lightning Calling with Searchlight Scoop, Dust Manipulation with Tremendous Miss, Reactive Adaption, the more targets, the more your power increases with the more than group skill, turn a fight 1 versus 1 into a 3-way deadlock with Mortal Triangle. Don't even know what the fuck that kind of power is. Destabilization skill with Rising from Rice Cake, counter skill with appraising item, 4-second rule skill with 4-second skill, Truce Inner Route, Arm of Rising with packaging standing chance, Intervision with mirroring topic, Manipulate Boiling Point with Hard Boiled Water, Roiling Inducement with 30-80 Breath Powers with the Breath of Period, Precognition with Heavy Risk Deep Taker, Read the Line with Working Underway, Circle Jumping with Combat Selection, Inaudible Movement with Spicy Pass, Safe Withdrawal with OSO, Eating Live Seafood with Eating Alive skill, Aspiration Inducement Inspiration Inducement with Magnus Stonette, Determined Strength with New Continue, Drive by Righteous Indignation with, I don't know how to say that, Persuasion with Mental Scolding with Guidance, Limited Absolute Defense, can block attacks that can comes from herself, from Fleeting Hobby, Throwaway Composure with Margaret Meter, Power Inducement or Power Reduction Can let opponents guard down by born foot peaching. So yeah, she can let somebody's guard down with this skill. Meta army manipulation with centimeter area and profile veneer. Penning technique skill with snowing cellar silhouette creation with silhouette. Absolute creativity with roof on roof skill. Create opening skill with everyone break. So fuck, she can create another opening. Cut prices with sugar score. Do a handstand with Dora hand art. Massage skill. Alpha physiology with optional stocks. What the fuck is alpha physiology? What the fuck is that? Okay, so it's the ability to be vastly superior to one's kind and evolve further through experience. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. That's broken. Let's see. Fall into appetizing death with dead man under boots. I can't understand that one. No miscalculation skill with Astro Shaker. Stand on top of his head skill. On the me. The first to go appointment table. Hide message with closing an envelope. Demonic power negation with mini whole basket. Lower dynamism with accidental act. Demolish building without build. Trace manipulation with correct footprints. Waxing console soul. Travel negation with instep buster. Show your specialty with no gloves. Use swords and guns at the same time with sworder. Universal lordship from Earth to Cosmo. So she can wait. Universal lordship. What is that? Have domination over the universe. Okay, so yeah, pretty much she has that. Universal creation with pioneer flag. Clarity. Oh, charity embodiment with infinite charity. Charity embodiment. What the fuck is charity embodiment? Infinite charity. What does that do? It gives you blessings. I guess, like, it gives you blessings. Like, I don't know, fucking hell. It's fucking generosity. That's cringe. All right, encourage a fighter with Captain Knee, go up and down, step ladders, indomitable will with completer, and completing skill with perfect tap dance. So yeah, that's like all of her stomp abilities. She has more than this, right? Because she copied the portion of Ajumu's ability. So all the abilities that she has shown, Ajumu has shown. Yeah, just know. She's like, because she has possibly many other abilities. Because she has the ability to that allows her to be nigh omniscient with manual memory. So she should know the working and therefore be able to use them. All of Ajumu's abilities that she has shown, which is like 800 of them. In addition to all the abilities in the series she parried. Among the Saint Seiya, Dragon Ball, Dragon Quest, Dinga Topa, Gurren Lagann, etc., etc. Knowing everything about the verses, she would be able to know their abilities and how to use them. So, consequently, she can use them perfectly with 120% of the user's original power. So, yeah. What else? Now, let's go over her styles. Since we went over abnormalities and minuses, let's go over her styles. Or do you want me to just go over and just explain the abnormalities she has attained? Okay, fuck it. We just go. Let's do it. Let's do it. We got it. We got it. We're going through all of her abilities. So let's do it. Whew, okay. So, with all fiction, she has causality manipulation. Because a 100 Gauntlet was originally a skill that reversed causality before she gave it to Kumigawa. She has concept manipulation, can erase the concept of colors, can erase the concept of time, and can also make her actions in the instant. My bad. So she also has erasure, can transform people, past events, senses, her aura, remembers facts until deaths, scales and any damage into nothing. So she'll be able to use non-fiction as well. And causality negation type 5 because she's able to affect Ajumu. So yeah, she was able to affect Ajumu. So Ajumu is like a non-human for those who don't know. So yeah, if it's able to affect her, she can affect her. And all of her ability, by the way. So there's also that. Time erasure can manipulate the time it takes to perform her actions, leaving only the results, and thus leaving situations in trouble. And sealing, because you can seal Ajumu with a combination of all fiction and bookmaker. So yeah, this is with all fiction, by the way. So all fiction, in a nutshell, it gives you causality manipulation, concept manipulation, erasure, time erasure, all causality negation, and sealing with bookmaker, of course. So with that, she had bookmaker. Bookmaker has a non-physical interaction, sealing creation, because the bookmaker can seal enemies at the level of Kumigawa, and yeah, pretty much it pretty much it's like statistic notification as well. So resistance negation, she with Kumigawa sealed Ajumu despite of her abilities and resistances. Bookmaker is the only ability in all history that can work with Ajumu. Let's note that even a weakened form Bookmaker can do it, since Kumigawa was able to seal an exact copy of Ajumu with ease. So pretty much it has resistance negation and it can work on a higher level being. Pretty much with this is pretty much with Bookmaker, but with autopilot it gives her automatic reflexes, just like Ultra Instinct. It's just pretty much on Medaka used Ultra Instinct before. So yep, gives automatic reflexes with autopilot. Now with self-healing, she also has like a low mid regeneration and a kind of immortality with the self-healing she has copy. She can use it like way better than Koga, so just note that. And she also has a hidden arsenal skill. It'll pretty much get hide any weapon within her body. Yeah, I don't know how it works, but yeah, it's pretty much a skill. Okay, so with 5 forks, with a 5-4 skill, she can cause disease inducements, healing, and resurrection. So pretty much she can give you any kind of illness with just a scratch. It doesn't even have to even fucking scratch you. Like it just have to fucking touch you. And just, yeah, she can give you any kind of disease known to man. And she can heal with this and resurrect people with 5 forks like she did when she first used it. Now with theme song, this is like a speed augmentation type skill. So pretty much with theme song, it allows her to move at the speed of light, or even faster than this, because pretty much she's already faster than the speed of light by the end of the series. So she, with this, it pretty much augments her speed even more, making her probably FTL plus. So yes, let me go over everything. So let me go over the main things she's copied. She is able to copy autopilot, an ability that allows Medaka to let her body fight for her own reflex, without the need for her to think about dodging or counterattacking, since her body will do it automatically. Even if things like feints or illusions will be selectively ignored, and additionally, Medaka can disable this ability. The ability of the hidden weapons technique, the ability to carry hidden weapons, which allows her to pass completely unnoticed until the moment of taking out the weapon. Can carry a melee of weapons, by the way. Self-healing, because she was able to regenerate having all of her bones broken in 10 seconds or instantly put dislocated joints back in place. The 5 forks, able to generate any type of disease, including cancer or heart attacks. So, yep. In addition of being able to cure disease and even revive people. So, the theme song that allows Medaka to go at the speed of light, however, has been shown that she has greatly exceeded the speed of light, even without using this ability. So, simply it will be treated as a massive increase in speed. And this ability can hit you from any angles at the same time. Omnidirectional angles. Now, with weighted words, this ability allows Medaka to force all those who hear her commands to comply. No matter how strong you are, it will comply because he sends electrical signals through your brain to listen to her commands. This can affect machines, and this is able to wash another person's mind and even steal their abilities straight up. The ability of weighted words also can grant you infinite supply of energy. Now, she also has mothering tax, that provides Medaka with a superhuman ability in all mother's tasks, like sewing and gardening, and also various uses in combat, untamed from material from nothing. So yeah, that's mother's tax. She has ice fire, which is an ability that allows Medaka to control the temperature of her body and can create ice or fire. This can seal wounds by freezing them or simply cool their head to avoid mental damage, and also fly by creating airflow by controlling temperatures. So yes. Now, Mr. Unknown is an ability that allows her to go completely unnoticed. What does this mean? Well, since the senses of the opponent will be avoided feeling it completely, it is incredibly difficult to notice them even if you have it in front of you. Although, if she is to remain hidden, it is simply impossible to locate them. If a person managed to see the user of this ability, everyone can see him. But if once the user has the ability, leaves the area, they will lose all their memories because of it. Medaka seems to be able to turn this ability on and off at will. So, but yes, if you do not see this person no more, you will lose all memories of that person's existence. This is pretty much called absolute concealment and limited memory erasure, right? Absolute concealment. You cannot find this person. Now, Scar Dead is one of the most broken abilities in her arsenal. Let me go over what the fuck this shit can do. So Scar Dead is a minus that allows Medaka to open any wound she has suffered. Or, no. It allows to open any wound any opponent has suffered, no matter how long it has been or how strong or weak it is. This includes physical and mental injuries. In addition, it can also return wounds into inanimate objects that has been repaired. No command, no word is required to activate this ability. Simply just using it, right? Simply using everything that the user has ever wanted to affect will be affected. So she doesn't have to say anything. It doesn't have to be a command or anything. No command or words to activate the ability. Simply just using it. Just offs you. This even works on wounds that are fatal as well. Yes, fatal wounds. So like I said in my Medaka versus Goku video, this ability is fucking broken. Because literally, if it could open fatal wounds, it could open up the wound that killed Goku. Open up wounds that kills Goku instantly. Now, Bookmaker It's the ability that allows Medaka to dirty the opponent's heart, making them feel utter despair, and it also makes them exactly the same in all respects to Medaka. Sealing off the abilities they possess. This even worked on Ajumu, and this skill took Ajumu 3 years to eliminate, and it's weak. It's weak. 3 years to eliminate, and Kumagawa even stated that Bookmaker at its weakest takes 3 years to eliminate. So when I mean that it makes them exactly the same in all respects, this means they will have the same physical, mental, technical, and intellectual and talent levels. They will all be at the same level, including pain. Okay, this is including all the damage they have taken. The same fucking level. Their mentality will be at the same level. All of it. So basically, it's an equalized stat fight. And the point of this is, make us still have our abilities, but you won't. Yep. You cannot remove it. You cannot remove it. Unless they want you to. Right? So, there's that. There's also another broken ability she has, which is not all fiction. I will get that in a minute. But encounter. Now, encounter is a minus that reverses all physical, mental, or emotional damage to the closest object or person. No matter how hard you try, even if you hit from all angles, the damage will always be reflected. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. The damage will be transferred to somewhere else instantaneously. It was also noted that this ability can even push the user's death. So if it can push the user's death away, who knows? This probably is a spiritual thing. So this would give this person reflective immutability. And what is a reflective immutability, y'all ask? So reflective immutability is to be immune to alterations by transferring them to others. So basically, this ability is like this person is a living voodoo doll. A living voodoo doll. But the fucking damage does not go to them. It goes to them instead. So basically, she's a walking voodoo doll. Now, her most powerful ability in her arsenal. All fiction. This minus allows Medaka to pretend nothing happened through cause and effect. It costs nothing to happen through cause and effects elimination. She can do this with a thought and without the need to touch the enemy or make hand gestures. This extends to erase the concept of colors from the entire universe among numerous applications. Basically, everything she can imagine, right? Everything she can imagine. As a user of 100 gauntlets, she should be able to use non-fiction as well. But with all fiction, basically anything can be erased. The concept or the fundamentals of anything, all aspects of reality will be erased, or just a mere thought. If it can erase concepts, just imagine what else you can do with that. Unless you beyond the laws of causality, this ability will affect you, no matter what you do. Now, she should have other abilities she has copied from Ajumu. Okay, of course, because she said she copied the portion she has saw from Ajumu. This means the ability, or because she fought Haten as well, but we don't know about that. She should be able to have copied the skill to create skills, which copied from Haten. She can basically create any skill she wants without any limit, and throughout she could take it takes a few days of setup. She can create any skill she wants, and how many numbers of the skills she can make with the copies of it. So yep, there's that. She has analyze, which is her brother's abnormality, which allows her to automatically and interruptedly analyze and understand anything, pretty much, and understand how abnormalities work, how their potential works, the greatest potential out of all of them as well. This ability, he immediately knows the situation of any problem he happens to face and instantly formulates how to overcome any obstacle. He can understand the mechanics beyond any issue he faces, and he was able to do it done, right? He's able to do it done all at once. Any problem he sees. So yeah, that's pretty much like a broken ability. It considers she has the end and she has analysis, so she can knows how your ability works and the potential of it. And if she knows how the ability works, that means she can copy it. If she can know how and he understands anything. If she knows how the ability works, that means therefore she can copy it without even you doing it. So like, there's no way. That is broken, people. That is straight up broken. And she can literally just use multiple skills all at once, just like Ultimate can. She has shown it, so why can't she? Like, come on now. Now she has the liquid type because this is Unoma's abnormality, which has not been fully identified, but it appears allows her to pierce her body without harming her, and her body bursts into liquid in the same color as her bubblegum. So yeah, she's kind of made out of some kind of liquid. So Medaka has this. She has superhuman reflexes, catch bullet in her mouth, self-defense technique, reading minds. So yeah, she could straight up read minds and their emotions. She could receive the electric signals from both machines and people's release, and it's like a transceiver more than telepathy. So yeah. So she can manipulate her body's temperature. She has Real Eater, which is pretty much the skill that allows her to eat and alter the properties of other abilities. After using Real Eater on Hinagogagi, his power skill, Unknown Hero, was changed to the Speed skill theme song. After using Real Eater on Zikichi, his skill that allows him to perceive the world as others see it, Parasite Seeing, was changed to a skill that allows him to perceive his own limits, which is Model Zikichi. So Real Eater also has the ability to add rules to skills, as the original owner of this skill stated that she can change Kumagawa's all fiction from being a skill that cannot be cannot be reversed, to a skill that where only its most perceived use can be reversed. And as Hatan, as the holder of the skill that makes skills, she is the backup of most similar to him. So yeah, it was her ability. Anyway, so Hachimu labeled Real Eater as the most disgusting skill in the world, and with her death, Real Eater has now surpassed all the others, and Real Eater has no weaknesses, none. But it can only be used. It only can be used. So pretty much, the original owner claims that her minus isn't very convenient to use, and caused the process of using her, others lending it to them. Right? Abilities created by a Real Eater does not work on Real Eater users. So yeah. So abilities created by Real Eater would not work on the Real Eater user. So if she alters your ability, that means therefore it would never work on Medaka. So good luck with that if she ever tries. Now to the big boy, the irreversible destruction. This one makes her completely broken, and you will understand why. So any damage Hiko deals to the world does not heal. So the Real Eater user states that he was a man born to destroy the world. Whatever natural or skill-based, Hiko's actions cannot be recovered from. Even the weariness of battle, the weariness of battling Hiko cannot be restored. That includes even unconventional ways of healing, such as Kumagawa's all fiction. And however, the true horror of this ability manifests itself in the defensive application. The stronger an attack used against him, the further the attack itself will be broken and never be returned to normal. An arm used to punch him will be permanently broken. That's for example. And superpowers, will often become unusable. He will no longer recognize any ability or technique previously used against him as an attack. So if the power is somehow still functional after being used on him, it would not affect him anyway. However, if Hiko is defeated, then the damage will become repairable, and Medaka will probably be able to disable this ability at will. But at this point, Medaka wasn't able to copy Hiko straight because he will break her. She wasn't strong enough. That makes sense. Now, Hiko does not recognize, or pretty much that's what it does, right? The defensive. That which Hiko does not recognize does not affect him. While Hiko is incredibly durable, that is not what makes him so hard to kill. It's the combination of the defensive aspect of universal destruction and this ability that makes him borderline invincible. Making Hiko recognize attacks is incredibly difficult. Now, when kicked in the face, he perceived it as nothing more than a mosquito bite. And even if an attack is powerful enough to damage him, it does not mean it will affect him. He was stabbed full of swords, but it seemed as no more than an acupuncture. So he took no meaningful damage despite the sword sticking into him. He was struck by massive bolts of electricity and proceeded nothing more than low-grade electroshock therapy. So it dealt no damage and only managed to relax him. He does not seem to recognize abnormalities and minuses at all, as such he does not affect by them. He's never affected by them. It is unclear if this is the byproduct. If this is the product of this ability of universal destruction itself, but he can simply ignore defensive abilities that he does not recognize at all. And if he can only manages to make Hiko recognize an attack, if one can do this, then he must defend. However, an enemy must be better off if he did not recognize their skills or their techniques to begin with, as an Eternal can be far worse. If the same attack is used twice against Hiko, the second time he will not it will not be recognized by him, and as such, as a consequence, it will not affect him. So Medaka will probably be able to disable this ability as well. So you copy this ability. So this is subjective immunity. Means, so in a nutshell, right? If Medaka does not recognize a fucking attack or a skill, it would therefore not affect her, right? It will not affect her. But if she does recognize it, then that's your only chance to affect them. Only chance. But she has to defend. But if you do that, the alternative can be far worse. If you use the same attack against her, then it will not work. So you only have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in this moment. Would you capture it or let it slip? I'm just saying, people. I'm just saying. So if she recognized the attack, this is how it's gonna go. According to Hiko, he said he recognized that punch as an attack. Therefore, I had to give it my all to defend myself. You should be proud of your cracked knuckles. And what they explain is that, hey, what's going on? Or, well, hey. So he's saying that my kicks or even third parties attacks wouldn't even consider attacks to him. Yeah, he even said it like it was like a mosquito bite or a massage. So the destruction of Hiko's delivers to the world never heals. The true horror of Hiko is not his attack but his defense. The more damage the person attack is, the more the attack itself gets broken and never returns to normal. Medaka-chan had half-heartedly approached Hiko and also improved her skills, but as a result, It's a tragedy. She has now lost both her arms. So basically, it will be therefore broken. That's like, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. If you try to make her recognize the attack, she will pretty much passively defend. And guess what? It gets broken. It gets fucking broken in half. You can't use it no more. That's pretty much what it's saying. Just like an arm. So, you're fucked. Do you guys understand now how broken this shit is? Do you understand now how broken this shit is? Come on now. Medaka is one of the most broken characters in fiction. In fact, one of the most broken characters in anime. And I don't know about fiction, but she could potentially be that level. Potentially. Now she also had the spinny angler, which is the rotation skill, which allows her to pretty much manipulate the Earth's rotation in revolution movements. Though the person did not try this yet, but just know that yeah, that's what the skill does. Pretty much the octopus, which the gravitation skill, which allows her to pretty much manipulate gravity. And pretty much, yeah, that's how broken her shit is. So there's one more skill before I wrap up this video, right? One more skill she has, because she fought everybody, right? 100 gauntlet run. So she should have contradictory conjunction, which is the inverse connection that styles specialize the use of words. Therefore, in the skill, the style makes the impossible possible, as it paradoxically materializes the lowest possible outcome in a situation, such as winning against a strong opponent or cutting a huge resilient object. It has, for the user of this, used as its full potential, they want to win against the jet black weight effects. And according to Najmi, however, she uses moderately, so she did not become overly resilient upon it, and this style can also bypass Idiko's meta power immunity. Woo! That was a lot to say. So yeah, she has meta power immunity. How do you guys feel about this, huh? Meta power immunity. Holy shit. And she also has coincidence immunity, so pretty much you can nullify fucking person's plot armor with that. So yeah, people, how do we feel about getting through this video of Medaka, right? Getting this video of Medaka, her abilities finally explained to you. So yeah, woo, that was a lot to say, man. My throat is fucking killing me. Whoa. Now let's go over the hero and what it does. So the hero is pretty much plot armor as a real power. For those who don't know, this gives her meta luck, meta miracle, logic defiance, superior adaptation, pretty much resistance negation, resistance to total mimicry and power negation, and it pretty much give her resistances, or it pretty much gives her everything that any shonen jump character has. So like Ajubu says, it gives you the strength like the Saiyan ways on Earth, like Goku, or the living in the love like the Kinshiro character, or courageous like my guy, hot boil like Pegasus Seiya. You know, all these characters, right? All these characters. Any character you think of, it gives you that. Like Urameshi. All of this. Jotaro. Yugi Moto. All of that. So yeah. Just know that, people. It gives you pretty much the main character trope to be able to beat whatever. That's what the hero is, and that's what she has. Now this is pretty much limited to her